Story time with Fergie and friends.
Hello, and the squirrel who couldn't balance, and it's Fergie, and it's story time with Fergie and friends. Hello everybody, mums and dads, girls and boys, aunts and uncles, granny, grandpa. Girls and boys, of course. Mums and dads, said that. Anyway, I've got my reading goggles and we're ready to go. And the squirrel who couldn't balance, Jessica Radford, illustrations by Ella Woodbridge. Here we go. Are you ready? How lovely. At the back of the garden, in his nest called a dray, lived a little grey squirrel who wanted to play. With his brother and sisters, he gambled and spun till the day their first lessons had surely begun. They watched as their mother went bounding up trees, but the little one thought, that could never be me. It's a long way up and I'm already queasy. His brother just laughed and said, it looks easy. One by one, they all formed a straight line, looked up at the tree that they each had to climb. They were all a bit nervous, it had to be said, but the little grey squirrel was shaking with dread. Oh, poor little grey squirrel. Well, this is a little red squirrel. Hello, I am Red Squirrel. Hold on. His brother went first and he climbed up with ease. He wasn't put off by the wind or the breeze, sat down by his mother and shouted back down, if you can't do this, then you must be a clown. His sisters went next with slightly more care, a little concerned about ruffling their hair. They got to the top and then did a high five and called out, we did it, and we're still alive. By this point, the squirrel was really a wreck. He trembled and quivered and said, just a sec, I'm building my courage, you'll have to wait. But mother said, come now, or we'll all be late. So the little grey squirrel breathed deeply and took his first step on the tree root and then had a look. At his family's faces, they started to swim. His vision went blurry, beginning to dim. Next he remembered awaking at home. His father said, grow up, you'll soon be alone. We can't always save you, remember that fact when you're running from next door's enormous brown cat. The next few weeks were a challenging task. He tried, but it really was too much to ask. To balance so high, he felt like he'd failed. He took to his bed when he cried and he wailed. His mother said, son, one day you will win. We squirrels are fitted with something within, and it's called your instinct, a bit like a guide, a little voice telling you how to survive. Then the big day was finally here. His brother ran off with a whoop and a cheer. It's my big adventure waiting to start, swinging through trees, so it's time we did part. His sister said bye and went opposite ways, excited but still in a bit of a daze. They wanted to start finding nuts they could cover for winter to eat when they weren't with each other. His mother and father hugged him and left to find somewhere new to start building a nest. The little grey squirrel was now quite alone, but so nobody heard when he let out a groan. Be brave. He was quite hungry. He was getting quite hungry, but no one would hear. So if he called out, please help me, I'm starting to fear, but that I'll never be able to find a nice dinner. Then looking up high, he thought, I could be a winner. The humans had since put a pole in the ground, upon which hung cages of nuts to be found. The squirrel thought these are much closer to me than acorns that grow at the top of the tree. He found that he felt just a little more brave, and looking up high didn't seem quite as grave. He scaled the tall pole with surprising great ease, and thought it's much better than climbing big trees. He started to wobble when reaching the top, but clung on for dear life. Now I cannot stop. Now, for I'm nearly there, and the food is in sight. I'm facing the end of my difficult fight. Taking his time, he approached the wire cages, a bit like a tightrope. So it took him ages to walk the last part. He struggled to balance, slipping and sliding. Oops! He fell in a bush. So had a soft landing, but knew the next time wouldn't be so demanding. It took several tries, though he wasn't a pro. His tummy was full, so he was a hero. So next time you're feeling a little bit sad, and if you cannot do something as well as your dad, or your mum, or your friends, or even your gran, remember that's how the small squirrel began. Just think that there may be a different way to get the job done. You have your own say. Trust the instinct inside of you. It's your helping hand. You'll find your own method to do what you'd planned. Even if you have to find a different way, you can do it. Just be brave. Well done, you, Jessica Radford, and illustrations by Ella Woodbridge. Beautifully done. Thank you so much, little squirrel.
Fergie and friends.